Today, I'm going to show you a white labeled custom website builder that'll have you saying, forget Wix, forget WordPress. We don't need any of that because we have Webwave. Webwave allows you to create your perfect website, drag and drop builder, live support, no coding skills needed, start from scratch or use a template. And inside the panel, the webmasters panel as it's called, we'll see that we have an AppSumo deal right here with 3 premium plans for just $59. Now you could actually start a web design agency with this tool. You could buy for $300 20 websites. And on those 20 websites, you sell the first website for $300 plus 20, 30 bucks a month, somewhere in that range. And then every website beyond that is pure profit. You've got the monthly coming in. So let's actually get in today. I'm going to show you the tool. What we'll see is we can white label this. Here is the aiPROFITz logo. We can put a domain on it. Now we can't do any of this domain or any of these advanced features until we actually have the website. So let's create the new website button. You can choose a template or start with a blank page. Today, we're actually just going to start with the blank page so that I can show you the builder. However, for their templates, they have all kinds of things from a cafe to beauty, nature, a basic company website, which is going to get you 90% of the way there on most businesses, design studios, professional, photography, pretty much anything you can think of, down to blogs even, with creative agencies for your web design agency, car services, salons, beauty studios. You get the idea. And of course, they have restaurants as well, which is probably the most websites that I actually end up building. And up here at the top, we're just going to choose the blank page. We're going to get started. It's going to prompt us. Yes, we're going to edit. And then it's going to do its little thing where it gets the studio creator up and running. And now that the resources have processed, we have the studio. This is what we're going over today. And this has kind of got this Photoshop style feel to it. At least that's kind of what I thought of when I saw it. Over here, we have a layers panel, which is really cool. Once you get all the elements on the page, this layers panel gets quite advanced. So let's go over the canvas as it may be. Up here in the top, we're going to see the edit, the news, which is kind of like their version of a blog, the news manager. You can add news, which is kind of like adding a blog post, categories and news layouts. Then we've got settings. You can even run your mail through here. So if you want to set up an email for your domain, here it says create an email for your website. You first have to add a domain. So we don't have that set up, so we can't actually look into that. Then we've got CMS users. So this here, you can come in and you can actually add your users. If you've got different users, editors in chiefs or admins. You also have SEO, marketing and analytics, font management. You can edit the head tag, add a 404 page. Here's your resource files. So if you've got, some images that you upload under the image bank, you'll be able to always search for Unsplash images, which is a nice integration and does save you time. Now, one of my favorite ways to do images is actually using Placeit, where you can drop in a logo and really add a nice touch to it. But under settings, again, continuing on, we've got website backup. You can come here. You can back up the website. Here you'll see that backups are created automatically during autosave and publication, and they're stored for 30 days back. Easy backups, store settings, you can run an e-commerce here. It's a simple and free way to take orders from your customers. Anytime you need more, they have help and links and all that that'll help you in their knowledge base. So right here, we'll see all the different steps that are needed, including the email setup, all of that stuff. Very good resources, very easy to understand and navigate. Under statistics, we can see how our website's doing. And then, of course, they have help tutorials and all of that. They even have a video here where they show you how to make a website in 5 minutes. Up here, we'll be able to design based on the device. At any time, we can preview the website without publication. We have a comment mode. Then we have a view published page once it's published, and we can save the website at any time. Over here, we're going to have the different website features. So we could do a website background if we want to change the color. Maybe we want to change it to black and design for, a black background. We could easily do that here. If we wanted a gradient though, that's a nice touch. Let's actually turn on the gradient. We have cookies information if we want to hide it, or if we want it in the bottom, we can do that there. Turn on cookies. We have different text styles. Here we can load the JavaScript code asynchronously. I think that's like a speed thing. We have quick page display, head section, show snowflakes on the page. I don't know what that even means, but you can do it there. Under web page, you're going to see the settings for the page that you're actually on. So you can do your thumbnail, your custom, kind of like an open graph. You have your SEO settings, a page meta title, page meta description, publication settings, who can view it, can everyone view it? Do you have to be logged in to view it? A password, web page settings, again, what type of page it is, setting it as a home page, even duplicating pages, very quick, very easy. You can actually duplicate websites, which makes building websites way faster. So now that we've gone over the web page and the website, let's go over the actual elements. So the rectangle element's going to allow us to build like a header bar or a hero section up at the top. And we'll go ahead and do this lime green. Actually, that might be a little bit too, aggressive for my like. Maybe I want to turn a gradient on there. And instead of the color scale, I want to come here and I want to turn this as like a nice purple. Let's go with like a nice purplish tone, somewhere in that range. And then the gradient color on this end of the spectrum, maybe we want to go dark. So now we've got the nice gradient here in our hero section. We can come in here with an image at any time and add an image. I'm going to go with like alien. Resizing is as easy as dragging it. Perhaps we want to stretch this thing out so that it fits the entire screen. Maybe we even make this a little bit smaller. That looks really weird. And then we can add a header section at any time. And I'll drag this up a bit. It's just as easy as dragging. And then of course, we're going to need to change this font color. So we're going to highlight the color. And if we don't like the font itself, we have some fonts in there, or we can come here and add font. Using Google Fonts, we can make it any type of font that we want. So this one here, OI, we're going to select this style and we'll copy this code, jump back to Webwave, paste the code in here and click Add Font. Now we can highlight our text, change the font to this OI regular. And that's a little bit too big, perhaps. That's not a good font. So now that we have our text, we can check how it looks on different devices. And then, of course, we've got the mobile devices. All of that looks fine to me. And let's add a button. So then here we can see the button and we can select an action. And on this button, we can send it to another web page on our site, to a news page, which is, again, their version of a blog. So you could send them to your blog or your blog article, a particular article, perhaps your most recent. Go to an object on the page or a website address. That's what I'm going to do now. And we'll just send it to youtube.aiprofits.com. And I like the fact it brings it in as red, but if we wanted to change that, we would just come over here and we can change that color to anything that we want, again, under the style. We can give it a shadow, which gives it a nice little touch. We've got a border here. If we want to round the borders, we can come in here and I believe we should be able to do this. And then it's going to round the borders so that things look really nice. So this is easy to design a button, design something that looks, somewhat professional. This is the aiPROFITz YouTube channel. So this is kind of like a hero section. Let's actually add a menu now. So we just come to website menu. And again, if you use a template, which is the way most of us are going to be using this, then it's going to already have the menu and stuff. You can add a button or do any of that. I love the fact that they give you little tutorials to explain things as you go along. I'm just going to put this menu bar up here at the top. Again, it's just drag and drop easy. We should be able to customize the menu by going to more, items, change the appearance, and then here we can go with our transparent background perhaps if we want to do that. We're going to have to change the menu settings. I think I want it on this side of the page, and then I don't want the styling looking quite like that. We can come to a tool like Coolers, and then we can get a color palette generator for our website. I would highly recommend using a color palette generator. You can pick out whatever colors you want. You just press the space bar and you can get, unlimited color palettes for your website. Then you could copy the code here. We're going to go ahead and copy that. And then we come into My Colors and we will actually add the code and click OK. And let's actually add that to My Colors. So we need to actually hit the plus button there. And then if we want to change the hover, then we need to come to State. And for the hover, we can come in here and we can highlight the hover and we can change the color here as well as the background. We can easily do that by coming in here, going with this nice teal. And I think that looks okay. So now we've got a menu bar. We have the hero section of the website. We've got a nice call to action. You always want a button or some sort of a call to action right there. Of course, I'm inviting you now to subscribe to the aiPROFITz YouTube channel. We'll build more websites like this if you want. Leave a comment down below. Now, the next thing we're probably going to want to do is add a different section. So we can come down here. And again, with the rectangle feature, we're going to be able to easily drag across. It's as easy as dragging and holding if we want to create, more text or room on the page. And let's add another rectangle. And then we can bring this in here. It's kind of fun when you build a website like this. So if we wanted to turn on the Webwave cart, it's as easy as turning it on. We can add tax, currency, shipping costs, and email for order processing, as well as any description information. It integrates with Stripe. And then down here, we'll see all the different settings. So maybe we want to add a Google map. Now, clicking in here, we can put any location. We also have custom HTML code. Any types of code we want to add, we just simply drag it in there. Then we click it. We can paste in our code. Things like the Spread Simple widget, which is a Google Sheets powered tool that I've made several videos on. And then, of course, under this section, we also have the news feed, which is like the blog. We have the language menu and a login form. So if we want people to log in to our website, perhaps we'll come up here. We can put Facebook comments on our website if we want. This will be a widget. We also have the ability to add a video player. We'll click the next button. Right here, you'll see it supports YouTube and Vimeo links. We can paste in the link to our latest YouTube video. And now we have a video on our website. And it's coming along quite nice. Now, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't look like the best website. It's not meant to be. This isn't a design class. This is instead an overview of the tools. Here we do have all the different pre-done things. So up here at the top for the menu, our menu, I kind of like the way it looks. I mean, I don't like that color scheme. Maybe we want, though, a different header bar. We can just drag in this header bar here, and maybe we want to actually delete this one there. Our new header, rather, up here to the top. We can easily drag and drop and bring in our logo. Then we'll go ahead and select it, and now we have a logo. Maybe we want to make the logo a little bit bigger. I mean, the fact that you can drag and drop this easy, this is one of the cooler things that I've actually done. Move the button here, and let's say that I move this layer for the login button all the way down underneath the rectangle, the button goes away. So this is the layers. Now that it's getting a little bit more advanced, hopefully you see how it kind of works. It's a layer-based system, a layer panel, and our login button we'll just put right up here inside the menu bar, just like that. Now let's see what it looks like on different devices. So clearly there's a couple of problems here. First off, our button, we're going to need to move that right here. The aiPROFITz logo, I think I'm going to want this up more like that. We're going to have to adjust the font either way. On tablets, it's going to be the exact same thing. Looks like we have a layer issue here. So if this is behind the video and we need it in front, we can simply bring it forward. And now we have the font that is in the correct layer setting. So I love this layer system. I love the way this tool works. We can come up here. We've got menu elements, large pictures with texts. We've got galleries and image grids. And now we've got a nice portfolio. The opinions and quotes, maybe we want to add a different section for testimonials, drag and drop. We want to add a rectangle behind it probably, and we'll send this one backwards. And now, of course, if we want to change that color, we can come in here and we could use, this nice color palette right there. Our website's looking pretty good. I mean, it doesn't actually look well designed, but I love the way that this tool functions. We've got text layouts if we want to add different text ways, rates for pricing tables, menus, all of that fun stuff. We've got picture layouts, and then we also have trust badges and social so that people can like us on different social media tools. Right here, follow us on social. We also have a list of articles. This is kind of for promoting your blog. And then, of course, to finish things off, we have the footer section. And now we've got a nice form. Now, this isn't English. It is a contact form, but I wonder how we change the text here. So it'll take us through all of the different settings. Again, it's got really nice tutorials as we move along. This area will say email@domain.com, and then we can type message. And just like that, we have a form that's in English. I don't think I need to show you how to edit this type of stuff, but if you want to watch me actually build a restaurant website using this, go ahead and subscribe, like the video if this video has brought you any value. I am going to be building a real website using this tool. I just wanted to make an overview first. I think Webwave is a fantastic way for anyone that's not good with websites to actually drag and drop and play around with websites and website builders. In fact, it's so good. I was actually so blown away with it that I might end up picking it up myself to build some websites in the future, just because I control the costs. So like, if someone can't afford you and you need to do a website anyways, and you don't want to, leave them high and dry, you can do it for cheaper rates. Now, I wouldn't go too cheap with websites. Like I said, I don't think you should charge thousands of dollars for them because, unless it takes thousands of dollars worth of your time, I also don't think you should do it for $50 or $100. I think it needs to be, a couple of $100, $300, somewhere in that range at your floor, and then preferably in that $500 to $800 range at its core. Hopefully this video has brought you some value. My name is Scott with aiPROFITz.com. Webwave, fantastic tool. I think we saw most of the editor today. Leave any questions, any comments.